They are the future of our sport. Some of the top youth bowlers Metro Detroit has to offer. Teammates representing their local bowling center out to prove who's best. Varying in ages and experience, but all here for the drive of competition and love of the game. The Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge Trophy is on the line as 8 teams compete in a bowling battle that will leave only one team standing and victorious. 2 teams, 1 elimination match. The battle begins right now from the bowling capital of the world. Welcome to the Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge. Welcome everyone to beautiful Merri Bowl in Livonia for continuing action of our 2018 Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge. I'm Mark Martin and I'm excited that you're joining me for this very special series of episodes. Now, as we all know, these young bowlers represent the future of our sport and our future couldn't look brighter. So here's how our challenge works. We're watching hand-picked youth teams, each representing a specific bowling center, going head-to-head in single-game elimination matches. Now, the 4 winning teams will then square off until only 2 teams remain in the final match. And at the end of that battle, the Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge champion will be crowned. Now, our host center for all this bowling action is Merri Bowl in Livonia. So why don't you come on out and experience this friendly, clean, and state-of-the-art bowling center for yourself sometime. And make sure to tell them Bowling Showcase sent you. Now on with the show. So we started the challenge with 8 teams competing. Century Bowl, 2017 champion Cherry Hill Lanes North, 5-star lanes, defending champion Oak Lanes, Thunder Bowl lanes, Woodland lanes, and the home team Merri Bowl, all going head-to-head in Baker format. Now at the end of the match, our winning team will move into the semifinal round and await the winners from the other first-round matches. So we start with 8 teams, then 4, then 2, and finally a champion will be crowned. Today's first round matchup features newcomers Century Bowl facing off against the home team Merri Bowl. Two teams determined to prove that they're the best. Should be a great match. So joining me today to help bring you all the action and expert analysis is Hall of Fame bowler Sandy Schultz. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the start of the match right here on Bowling Showcase.
Professional tournaments. We won a lot of tournaments worldwide. I mean, we won more in the last 10 years worldwide than any company. We make good bowling balls, and good players use our bowling balls because they can win with them.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. My name is Rich Glum, Managing Partner of Merri Bowl Lanes. And on behalf of my entire team, we're excited to host this year's 2018 Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge. It's at this time we like to turn it over to Mark Martin in the Metro Detroit USBC. Take it away, Mark!
Here we are at the Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge, first round, second week. Last week, the Cherry Hill Lanes North team, Sandy, eked it out, drug it out, whatever. This week we have the Merri Lanes Phantom Strikers against Century Bowl. So what do you thinking? You watched them practice.
I did watch them practice. They all shot a lot of spares, and if they can just maintain their calmness when they shoot those spares for the show, their scores would be a little bit higher.
Sophie Best leading off for the Phantom Strikers. Throws a big strike.
What a good lead off.
That's a good lead off. Her high average 131, but boy, you couldn't tell it on that. That was great form.
Very good start, yes.
Okay, now up for the Century Bowl team, the coach's son, Drew Clayton. Ken Clayton is the coach here. He was the Metro Detroit USBC Coach of the Year last year.
Oh, a mixer!
Oh, Drew answers with a strike.
He's shaking his head because it was a really light shot. But like I mentioned last week, sometimes the light shots will carry better. In other words, the 10 will fall out rather than leaving a solid 10.
Next up for the Phantom Strikers, the Merri Bowl Phantom Strikers, Paul Schuer. High average 150. Been bowling for 9 years.
Oh, see there, another light shot. Good job.
Big strike. Paul's a 9th grader at Divine Child. Joshua Schneider up next.
We got a match here.
We do. Lives in Waterford. High average 192. 9th grader at Waterford Kennedy.
Wow.
Let's see, last week we had 2 strikes total. Today, through 2 frames, we have 4 strikes.
Perhaps the lanes were dressed a little bit easier for the kids. I'm not sure, but...
Hard to say. Bryson Cochran, lefty for the Phantom Strikers, now up on lane 5.
Oh, he got lucky. He got the 7-pin to fall out. He came a little bit light. He left the 3-6.
A little bit light. That 7-pin was a little pesky there for a second.
That would have made this conversion a lot harder.
Right.
As it is, he just needs to let the ball roll into the 2 pins that are standing. Looks good. Good job.
Bryson's
Good
a
job.
college freshman at Schoolcraft.
Yes, spare is very important.
Spares are very... We found that out last week, didn't we,
Yes,
how
we
important
did.
spares are. Aaron Lenz, 11th grader at Lakeland High School, out of Century Bowl. High average 202.
Oh, he came a little bit light. We call that a bucket, 2-4-5-8. It just didn't quite hook enough for him.
No, you know, sometimes speed and spin make that break point go down the lane.
Surface of the ball, that's correct.
And surface of the ball, that's right.
Oh, I think he missed
Oh.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Samuel Schuer, senior at Divine Child. World history is his favorite subject.
Oh, I was not a history lover. Good for him. Oh, good shot.
Big strike.
Good shot. They're not giving up.
Nope.
That was a
The
beautiful shot.
That's why they call them the Phantom Strikers. Coach John Kurtz gave him that name. Jenny Pelk, 210 high average.
Left side.
Comes
Oh,
high.
Oh, almost carried it.
Got the 10-pin remaining.
A 10-pin for a left-handed bowler is not all that complicated. It's probably easier for them than the other corner, the 7-pin.
So she grabbed her spare ball, so she's going to go straight at it.
Oh, actually, she went from the other side. Maybe it's a ball that hooks more to get through the oil.
Could be.
Yep.
Could be. Good cover, though.
There,
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, sometimes there's a lot of oil in the center of the lane, so if you're going to try and let the ball hook over to the corner, you need to make sure you use a ball that will hook. So perhaps that's what she used.
Yep. Jimmy Norp, the 12th grader, Livonia Stevenson. Two-hander left, leaves the 1, 3, 6, 8, 10.
Yeah, this is a hard spare because of that 8-pin. There's many ways to make it and only really one way, many ways to miss it, I'm sorry, and only one way to make it. That back pin is really hard to get and still get all the other 4 pins in the line. Oh, see, yeah, that's kind of hard. All right, he got count though. We got 3 of the 5. Sometimes just getting all the pins you can get, it may be a matter of a 1-pin game at the end.
Right. Hunter Gates now up for Century Bowl, the 5th bowler. Hunter's a high average 201. A 12th grader at Waterford Kettering, and math being his favorite subject.
Great shot.
Ooh,
great shot.
He kind of knew it when he let it go,
yes,
didn't he?
Yes, he did.
That kind of tightened up the match. So here we are. We're halfway through the match. Merri Bowl has a 6-pin lead through 5 frames. Teams are going to switch lanes. So, Sandy, what do you see so far?
Both teams are very competitive. They each have only 1 open. So they're trying to make all their marks, and it's still a very close game.
Seen a lot of strikes so far.
Yes.
Let's see what the second half brings right after these messages on Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge.
Well, our team starts with a youngster and a 5th grader all the way up to a senior. So we got all different skill levels, all different ages for our team. Definitely work as a team together. We root each other on as a team, and we're always encouraging each other. We put a lot of effort into our game, a lot of practice into our game, and the best word I can give them is consistent. We feel really good. Some of our kids are returning from last year, so they have a lot of experience, and they're excited and ready to go.
The hug pickup, the home run swing, the drum major high step, the genuine joy, the unforgettable party, the food, the friends, the original social network. No matter who you are, it's always a great time. Grab your family, find a friend, and go bowling.
We picked our team basically from the kids that have bowled at the Century for 10 years or more. They're all accomplished bowlers, all state champions at one point in time or another, either city tournament, state tournament, or high school. Oh, they're together. They're together. They're behind each other. They work together. They work hard, and they really focus. Oh, they think if they make their spares, they're good. They're just ready to throw strikes, pick up their spares. They know the competition. They're ready to roll.
Okay, we're back on Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge. Got an exciting match going on, Sandy. Merri Bowl has a 6-pin lead through 5 frames. However, Century Bowl is working on a strike.
That's right. So the strike gives them a little bit of advantage. If they get the next strike, it gives them a double, and they take the lead. So let's see what happens.
We'll see what happens here. So the teams have switched lanes. Now Century Bowl's up on the left-hand side. Drew Clayton is the bowler. This is Coach Clayton's son. Remember back in the first frame, he threw a nice strike.
It looked like he tugged it a little bit. He pushed the ball just a little bit more to the left than he probably wanted to. He's got a 6'10" spare up there. He'll get his plastic ball and go across the lane for the conversion.
Yep.
Plastic ball won't hook.
.202 high average for Drew.
Oh.
Slid right off.
Yep.
Okay, so Sophie Best is up for the Phantom Strikers from Merri Bowl.
Uh-oh.
Remember back in the first frame, threw a nice strike.
Oh, she right along the edge there. I thought maybe it was going to fall in the channel.
She was flirting with danger there.
Yeah, she was. Well, she got it to come back a little bit. She's got a cluster in the center. Easy. Yeah, it should be a relatively easy spare.
Throw a strike ball on this, and it should cover.
That's right.
Throw a ball like she threw back in the first frame.
That's right.
And it'll happen. Better release.
Very good. Very good.
Nice
awesome.
cover. Nice cover.
She didn't let it bother her. Good job.
That's right. The Century Bowl now up on lane 5. Josh Snyder got a high game of 288.
Wow. Hit it. Oh, that's what we call the messenger.
Sent the messenger
Yep, pin one
to
all
do
the way
the
across
job.
the deck to knock the 10 over. Good shot.
That's right. So Paul Schuer, ball back in the second frame, threw a strike. Let's see what he can do here.
Oh, he came high.
Crosses over and leaves the 6-pin. So we've had a lot of cross lane spares today, haven't we?
Yes, we have. They've been, I hope I don't jinx anybody, but they've been making the most of their spares.
So the Phantom Strikers from Merri Bowl now have a 19-pin lead in the 7th frame here. Oh! So we have a substitution now for Century Bowl in the 3rd position. We have Jacob Keene. He's a senior at Milford High School. High average 202. Works at a golf course in the summertime.
Good for him.
That's a nice little gig.
Match has tightened up quite a bit now.
It has. Comes light, leaves a 2-4-5.
Zach, your order's ready, please.
He'll probably just move his feet a little bit to the right, make the spare, throw it off of his strike target.
Jacob started bowling at the age of 5.
Yeah, I was talking to some of these kids. They all start so young now. Good.
That is good. It's good for our sport.
It is good.
Oh, got one.
Yeah.
So the Phantom Strikers have a 10-pin lead in the 8th frame here. The 8th frame is Bryson Cochran, our left-hander.
Nice shot.
Big solid strike by Bryson.
Look how much fun they're having. This
Boy,
is so great.
That one felt good, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah. When they feel that good.
Aaron, your order's ready for pickup, please.
So Jenny Pelk up on lane 5 for the Century Bowl team.
Oh.
She graduated from Lakeland High School.
She left the 4-pin, but she actually got a little bit lucky. She could have easily left the split, so a spare here will help out her anchor bowler.
We all know that.
Great
Good
job.
cover, good cover. Jenny never missed a frame of bowling in her entire high school career.
Wow. She must really love it. That's great.
Samuel Schur now up for the Phantom Strikers. Qualified for Junior Gold for 2019, which will be here in Detroit. In fact, Merri Bowl here will be the host of the Adult Youth Tournament
Oh, he thought he had that strike, and so did I. He left the 10 pin.
That was a great shot. He leaves a 10 pin. So Maryville is going to host a few things. Maryville is going to host the USA Bowling Regional March 2nd and 3rd of 2019. That's part of the USA Bowling Program, USBC.
Great job.
Good cover by Sam.
Yep.
So here's the deal. The Phantom Strikers have a 22-pin lead going into the 10th frame. Hunter Gates, the anchor person for Century Bowl, threw a strike back in the 5th frame. He throws 3 strikes here. He'll put a little bit of pressure on the Phantom Strikers.
Yeah, he would mark the other team to. He would force the other team to mark in the 10th.
Correct. So it's one ball at a time whenever you get in this position.
Oh, great
There's
shot.
one.
Nice and aggressive, smooth. It didn't look like the pressure phased him a bit.
There's millions of people watching him on television that never bothered him, right?
Well, I hope he didn't hear you say that.
All right, parents, can I please have your money envelopes turned into the counter at this time? Can I please have your money envelopes turned into the counter at this time? Thank you.
Okay, Hunter.
Yep, he's taking his time as he should.
That's right. Looks like he's got a little sign, probably his mother and dad over in the audience there.
Oh, another messenger.
Another messenger.
Great job.
298 high game for Hunter.
So count is actually important on this shot now because although he threw the double, if he gets a good count, he does force the other team, Maryville team, to mark. Low count, then Maryville team might only need 8 or 9 pins. So
we'll see what happens here. He's got 2 strikes so far, going for the 3rd one.
There you go.
All right.
Okay.
That's the 10 pin.
Good finish.
Good finish. So Century finished with 169. Maryville needs a mark here in the 10th frame. Jimmy Norp is the anchor bowler for the Phantom Strikers.
Dylan, your order's ready for pickup, please.
Oh, that seals the deal.
Good job. These kids are amazing.
Good shot by Jimmy. You know, he kind of came back. If you recall, back in the 5th frame, he threw a ball that missed the head pin on the left-hand side and kind of took their momentum away. But when it came down to the 10th frame, needing a mark, he didn't even wait.
No, he's a lot of confidence.
And a 10 pin. Good shot.
Great finish with both anchor bowlers.
That's right. Jimmy's high average is 197, been bowling since the age of 13, so he's only been bowling 4 years, so he's kind of an anomaly to some of the other players we've seen.
Yeah, a lot of them have started a lot younger.
Started really young. So a strike by Jimmy there.
Exciting match.
The final score of this match, the Phantom Strikers from Maryville 182, Century Bowl 169. Pretty good match, Sandy?
Yes, that was a good match. It was close all the way through. They maintained as many marks as they could, and both players at the end struck out.
So the Phantom Strikers now will go into the semifinals and bowl against last week's winner, the Cherry Hill Lanes North team.
That'll be a good match.
It should be a pretty exciting match. We'll be back right after these messages with our proprietor, Rich Glome, from here at Maryville. Guess who he's going to interview? He's going to interview his own team, the Phantom Strikers, right after these messages.
Michigan State USBC provides tournament competition and recognition for men, women, and youth in Michigan. The championship events for this season include the Women's Championship beginning in February in Lansing, the Open Championship beginning in January in Grand Blanc, and the Youth Championship beginning in March in Granville and Comstock Park. These events are open to all members of the association based on gender and membership. Other events for higher average bowlers include the Youth Masters in November in Battle Creek, the Queens in April in Sanford, the Senior Masters for those over 50 in March, and Masters in April, both in Battle Creek. Pepsi Youth events take place in your league, with qualifiers advancing to the state finals in May in Troy and Sterling Heights. Visit MichiganStateUSBC.com for entry blanks and more information on the Michigan State USBC.
Welcome back, everyone. Wow, what an amazing, amazing match. Coach, what was the deciding factor in this match?
Well, the deciding factor was just the clutch shots that our number 4 and 5 guy made when we needed it. They struck out to put the pressure on us, and our 4 and 5 guy held up all the way. But looking at the score, we only had 2 opens all the way across, so it was just a great game by the whole team.
That's right. Spares are a premium. Once again, congratulations, Merri Bowl team. You're moving on to the semifinals.
Well, Sandy, Rich said it all.
Yes.
The Phantom Strikers are moving on to the semifinals against Cherry Hill Lanes North, farther down in the competition. So what do you think of their performance?
I think they did very well. He said it right. They made most of their spares, and maybe when they come back, they will have a little bit more experience, a little bit more relaxed, and maybe they can grind it out even better if needed and score even higher.
That's right. So next week, we've got another Merri Bowl team, the Pin Crushers, bowling against Woodland Lane. So we have a crosstown rivalry coming up in this next
fun.
This next week. That's
Yep.
right. So on to the semifinals for the Phantom Strikers. We'll see how the other teams do next week. So we'll be back next week on Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge. Thanks for joining us.